Hey, what is up guys? My name is Jason, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 reasons why Black Ops 3 may be the best Call of Duty to come out yet. Okay, so for reason number 1, I'm going to be talking about the specialist abilities and the specialist classes for multiplayer. So apparently there's supposed to be 9 different ones that they're telling us is going to be available for the multiplayer. Currently we know 6. Those are the ones that have been revealed in the trailer. And to run through those real quick for you guys, the first one, the call sign is Ruin, okay? And your weapon or your weapon ability is going to be gravity spikes. It basically, it creates a devastating area or like affect shockwave in whatever area you're around. So if you think about Advanced Warfare and you think about the what is it, Exo Slam, it's a little bit like that, except you're not actually jumping. It's just kind of when you activate it, it hits the ground and it shoots electrical spikes around you and it kind of kills whoever's around you. From the gameplay, that's my take from it. And then your ability is going to be Overdrive. Basically, it initiates a burst of speed, so it's going to make you faster and it accelerates all your movements. Of course, it only lasts for a short time, just like all the other specialist abilities. And then for the next specialist class, we have the call sign is Sarah. Your weapon ability is going to be the Annihilator, basically the one-shot kill pistol. It is a one-shot kill, so you can actually get collaterals with it, almost like a sniper. The fire rate's a little slow, and a lot of people say it's overpowered, but if you watch some gameplay of it, it's definitely decently balanced, and it's a pretty cool gun. Your ability is going to be combat focus. Basically, it's going to trigger a score multiplier toward your score streaks. So for a limited time, you're basically going to be able to get whatever score streaks you're trying to get faster. The third one is going to be, it's called Outrider. Your weapon ability is going to be the Sparrow. It's the crossbow or bow and arrow that you see in the trailer that the guy's shooting. It basically has like explosive lightning ammo type deal. That's what it has. So your ability for that class is going to be, you're going to have Vision Pulse. So basically, it's going to ping surrounding people, whoever's around you. So whoever's located around your area, basically, is going to ping them, and it's basically going to pin them on your UAV, essentially. For the fourth one, the Reaper, in my opinion, it sounds the coolest, and your weapon ability is a freaking sight. That's freaking dope. So basically, in the trailer that if you've seen it or not, it's the ability where your arm becomes like a chain gun or a minigun. It's kind of cool. And then your ability is going to be Psychosis. So basically, you're going to infiltrate enemy DNI systems to simulate 3 decoys of the Reaper. So a little bit of background for the multiplayer I'll go over in one of the reasons later, but onto the 5th specialist ability, it's called the Prophet. Your weapon is going to be the Tempest. So it's a charged one-shot weapon that fires an arc of electricity, and it shocks targets and it chains to each one of them. So if you've ever played Call of Duty 5, it's kind of like the Wonder Waffle, what I called it, or the Wunderwaffe or whatever, the Wonder Weapon. I kind of think of that. That's sort of what I'm assuming it's going to be like. Of course, not that overpowered. And then your ability is going to be Glitch. So you're going to flash back to a previous position within the system mod, which is basically the multiplayer. And you're going to hack the Battlefield simulation grid. So essentially, you're just going to disrupt the multiplayer and go back in time. For the 6th specialist guy or whatever, it's called the Nomad. Your weapon is going to be the Hive or HIVE. So you're basically going to deploy pods of traps with nano swarms or swarms of nano drones or whatever. So if you've ever played Exo Zombies, the nano swarm, it's going to be like that. And then whenever somebody runs by it, it's going to trigger, and I'm assuming it's going to kill them. So yeah, and then your ability is going to be Rejack. So basically, if you're near death, you're going to recover by injecting nanoparticle serum into yourself. So if you ever think of in real life, like people with anaphylaxis, or allergies, they may have an EpiPen and they stab themselves and then calms down their reaction. I kind of think of that. But I also heard about somebody saying that you can revive yourself when you're in, say, like Final Stand, quote unquote. And I'm assuming that's the one where you can revive yourself. So that's for my reason number 1. For my reason number 2 is obviously because of the return of Treyarch zombies. And this system of zombies sounds so cool. When I was listening to the creator, he says that we're gonna get rewarded for how long you've been playing zombies. So essentially there's gonna be like a multiplayer rank up system within the zombie system, which is super cool. So this time around, the more you play zombies, you're actually gonna get something for it. It's not gonna be like the past zombies where you would just grind with your friends for hours and hours and hours and just keep going up rounds. Of course, that was very fun for me. That's almost my childhood, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, we're gonna get rewarded this time around. And then so also, come on guys, it's the zombies we know and love. It's the story coming back. It's basically a sequel to the last zombies, leaving off from Origins. I've always just loved Nazi zombies. Exo zombies, I mean, it's cool, but Exo zombies is freaking hard. If you go down and you're playing with random people, if they don't follow you to the Exo room and you're at like round 15 or higher, you're literally done. There's no way you can run into the Exo room at the start of a new round, get an Exo suit, and continue to be alive. You will always go down if nobody protects you. That's my experience with it. So since we don't have a lot of information confirmed on the zombies, all we can really do is speculate, and I don't want to give you guys false information. So I don't want to give you guys all my speculations about it, essentially, because trust me, I got a lot. I love zombies. It's my favorite thing about Call of Duty. So I'm just going to leave that at that. Return of Treyarch zombies for reason number 2, and on to reason number 3. Reason number 3 is going to be the campaign of the game is going to be enormous. So for those of you that like campaign, a long campaign, this might be for you. For a lot of other people, it might be a turnoff, and you might really not want to play a long campaign. I'm assuming if it's long, it might have a lot of frivolous things in it that are kind of filler, but a lot of games are like that. So apparently it's going to have a lot of things to do in the campaign. Of course, it might be unimportant things. And another thing is you might get more involved in the game since it's so much longer, the campaign. But then again, you might really not, and you might not even play it at all. Personally, I haven't played the campaign since Call of Duty 5. That was the last campaign I played on a Call of Duty. I dabbled around with MW2 campaign, but I really never finished it. And personally, multiplayer and zombies has just always had better appeal to me, and I've always had more fun with that. So that's reason number 3, the huge campaign. And on to reason numero 4. So for reason number 4, I chose there's no more supply drops, which can be a good and a bad thing. Personally, I didn't play a lot of Advanced Warfare, but I really liked the multiplayer a little bit. And a lot of my friends complained about the supply drops because it kind of made the game seem a little unbalanced, even though the guns in the supply drops were pretty balanced. You know, they would upgrade a couple stats and then decrease a couple stats, but without them, it kind of makes the game a little bit more balanced. There's no guns that could be a little better and might be a little worse. And it also, the supply drops made you play the game longer. In a statistic somebody did, on average, it was about 45 minutes of playtime on Advanced Warfare would grant you about 1 supply drop. And if you really take that into consideration, a lot of people wanted to be the best, essentially, so they wanted more supply drops without having to pay for them. So without paying for them, the only other option you have is to get on Advanced Warfare and grind. So there's not going to be any more supply drops. They had no promises of no random number generated system like supply drop. So they may have a supply drop type thing that's not called a supply drop if they really want to, but I apologize guys, that's my alarm going off if you can hear it in the background. But yeah, so that's reason number 4, guys. There's no more supply drops. And then on to reason number 5, we got weapons. Okay, guys, the weapons and just the whole multiplayer system in this game is so good. Apparently the kill streaks, they're going to be, or the score streaks are going to be pretty difficult to earn, but they're going to be extremely rewarding, extremely good. The RCXD is back, that little RC that we know and love. At least I know I did. Apparently now, for those of you guys that use the C4, you cannot actually throw it up in the air and detonate it. You actually have to throw it, it has to hit the ground, and then you can detonate it. And apparently when somebody runs by the C4, it kind of makes a little sound, so you can actually detonate it right when you hear the sound and kill somebody. So that's pretty cool. Again, you know, we got all this specialist stuff. One cool thing that people may like or not like is knifing. So there is no more panic knifing. Okay, and what I mean by that is, if you don't have your knife out, it's not a one knife kill. So basically, if you panic knife somebody, it's just gonna give them a little bit of redness, and to actually kill them, I believe you have to melee them twice. So you actually have to switch from your primary, get out your knife, and stab somebody to kill them with a knife, with a one knife kill. And then again, you can actually revive yourself in the multiplayer, which is pretty cool. For the camos, guys, you can create your own camo. That's sick. You have normal camos. There's a paint shop, a gunsmith, so you have more different looks for each attachment for the weapon, which is insane. You can have up to 5 attachments on a gun with a wild card. And one thing I have to mention is the flashbangs in Black Ops 3. They're brutal. They're crazy. Okay, they completely make your screen white. They're kind of like, think back to like Modern Warfare 2 flashbangs, super gay. Like that's what it is. So essentially, that's the majority of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. Why I believe that Black Ops 3 is going to be one of the best Call of Duties to ever be released. I forgot to mention for the if you remember like good old Black Ops 1 or 2, or even Advanced Warfare, hell, for all the customizing your call sign and emblem and your that type of deal, they have 64 layers that you can edit, which is insane. That is so many layers, man. Oh, I also forgot to tell you guys for the specialist guys, they have their own branch of progression. So the multiplayer is like you level up, say you go to like level 50 or so, right? And then prestige. Of course, I'm not sure what the highest level in Black Ops 3 is going to be, but this is like, if you've ever played Borderlands and you think about like your character leveling, it's kind of like that. So you have that for your character, your specialist character, and then you also have multiplayer leveling up. So those are the different types of leveling up you actually have, which I think is pretty crazy, to be honest with you guys. And then, to expand a little bit more on the background of multiplayer, or the little history behind it. So basically, the whole multiplayer is actually a simulation, like a war simulation. You're not actually like in real world fighting. It's just completely computerized. So if you've ever played Assassin's Creed, how you're in the Animus, it's kind of like that. And to expand on the glitch ability, you break the system and you're out of the simulation, or you can move around in the simulation. So kind of like what am I trying to think? Kind of like if you've ever watched Code Lyoko, maybe, how they sort of transfer through the electricity into a real game and they actually play, kind of like that. But yeah, you know, that's all I really want to talk about, guys. Those are my top 5 reasons, and you know, tell me what you think. Subscribe. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and peace.